What makes a person real? Is it your memories, your history, or is it simply the will to stand up and say, I am here? Today we're looking at a hero who literally shouldn't exist. She wasn't born, she was written into existence by a mad god trying to fix a broken timeline. She is the middle child of the Kree Empire's greatest destiny, a woman who wielded the power of the stars and the sword of death, all while fighting for the one thing in the universe that made sense to her, love. Today we're diving into the tragic, brilliant history of Phyla-Vell. Welcome back to Marvel Echoes Resonance. I'm your host, Will, and today we're heading deep into the Marvel cosmic territory. If you listened to our previous episode on Black Bolt, you know we love a good tragedy involving Kree royalty, and Phyla-Vell fits the bill perfectly. But to understand Phyla, you have to understand the absolute chaos of her family tree. Her father was Mar-Vell, the saint of the cosmos. Her brother was Genis-Vell, a guy who inherited his dad's powers but got a double dose of instability to go along with it. Imagine having a brother who is so powerful and so unstable that he decides the universe is just, wrong. So, he destroys it. He hits the cosmic reset button, and when he puts the reality back together, he inadvertently creates a sister. That is Phyla-Vell's origin. She didn't crawl out of the spaceship wreckage, she walked out of a continuity error. In Captain Marvel Volume 5, she shows up with the memories of a childhood on Titan that never actually happened. From minute one, she has a chip on her shoulder. And honestly, can you blame her? She knows on some level that she's an anomaly. She spends her early days trying to prove she's worth the name Captain Marvel, fighting her brother and trying to act like the responsible sibling of the family of gods. But her real story, the one that defines her legacy, it starts with Annihilation. For those that aren't aware of the lore, Annihilation was an event where Marvel decided to stop playing nice with its space heroes and turn everything into a gritty military sci-fi epic. Think, Starship Troopers and lots of aliens from another dimension. During this war, the hero Quasar, Wendell Vaughn, is killed by Annihilus. Annihilus takes his quantum bands, which are basically the most powerful energy weapons in the universe. But here's the thing. The quantum bands, they're semi-sentient. They want to protect her, not a tyrant. In the heat of the battle, Phyla manages to rip the weapons away from Annihilus. And the bands, they choose her. They lock onto her wrist, and suddenly, the Glitch girl is the new protector of the universe. It's a massive glow-up, but it comes with heavy baggage. She spends the whole war dealing with a severe imposter syndrome, terrified she's not as good as Wendell was. Then comes Annihilation Conquest. If Annihilation was her war story, Conquest is her love story. The Kree Empire gets invaded by the Phalanx. Now, think of them like the Borg from Star Trek. They just want to take over everybody. But they're led by Ultron this time. Phyla is trapped behind enemy lines with Moondragon, the telepathic daughter of Drax the Destroyer, which we talked about in our last episode. This is where Phyla really finds herself. She stops trying to be Wendell Vaughn. Wendell used the bands to make shields and containment units. Phyla uses them to make a massive sword. That's Phyla in a nutshell. When in doubt, make a sword. But the stakes here are more personal. Moondragon is killed during the battle, transformed into a literal dragon of the moon. And this breaks Phyla. She helped save the galaxy, sure, but she lost her world. And this leads to her darkest chapter. Phyla joins the Guardians of the Galaxy, but she's not the noble hero anymore. She's grieving, she's angry, and she makes a deal with a cosmic devil. She goes to Oblivion, the entity that represents non-existence, and strikes a bargain. She agrees to become the new Avatar of Death, taking up the name Martyr, in exchange for Moondragon's life. It's romantic, it's terrifying, and it's tragic. She trades her bright, shiny hero status to become a Grim Reaper, all for love. So let's fast forward a bit and see where the dark path led her, because this is where things get, controversial. Phyla is running around as Martyr, wielding a sword made of death energy, trying to balance her debt to Oblivion, while staying on the team. But the bill always comes due, or as Doctor Strange says, magic always has a price. During a storyline called The Thanos Imperative, around 2010, the Guardians were dealing with a resurrected Thanos. Phyla thinks she can take him. She thinks this is her moment. But Thanos? He doesn't even see her as a threat. In one of the most brutal scenes in cosmic Marvel history, he just blasts her, gone, disintegrated. Worse, it's off panel. It was sudden, and it left a lot of fans furious. Felt like she was just thrown away to make a villain look scary. It played right into a bunch of tropes that we talk about, specifically around queer characters finally having happiness just to be killed off for shock value. For nearly a decade, Phyla-Vell was just gone. She was an echo in the truest sense, a memory that Moondragon carried around. The 616 universe moved on without her. But comics being comics, death is rarely ever the end for a character. In 2018, during the Infinity Wars event, Gamora folded the universe in half, long story, creating a warp world. This thinned the barriers between realities. Because of this chaos, a version of Phyla-Vell from an alternate reality, along with its version of Moondragon, slipped through the cracks and landed on the main Marvel universe. Now, here's the interesting twist. This Phyla never became Martyr. She never made the deal with death. She was still that noble, heroic Captain Marvel archetype. So, when she meets our Moondragon, it's complicated. Our Moondragon eventually merges with her alternate self, and they essentially reboot their relationship. Since then, this new Phyla has been a staple of the modern Guardians. Writers like Donny Cates and Al Ewing have done a great job of integrating her. She's currently back to wielding the Quantum Sword, serving as the team's heavy hitter and cosmic powerhouse. She's no longer the glitch trying to prove that she exists. She's a veteran. She's the calm, confident warrior who has seen universes die and be reborn. As we look in the landscape of now 2025 and 2026, Phyla stands as a survivor. She survived her brother's madness, she survived the Annihilation wave, and she even survived editorial erasure. She is proof that some legacies are just too strong to stay dead. So, I'll leave you with this question. Phyla-Vell's entire life was defined by the deals she made to save Moondragon. She sacrificed her soul and her hero status for one person. Do you think that makes her a selfish hero, risking the universe for her partner? Or does that make her the most human character in a world of gods? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for listening to this episode of Marvel Echoes. If you enjoyed the deep dive, make sure you subscribe and follow so you don't miss any future episodes. Leaving a like and a review really help the podcast grow and reach more fans like you. Leave a comment for future episode ideas. Who should we cover next? And for more content, including full breakdown article and visual infographics of Phyla's timeline, be sure to visit our website in the links below. Until next time, true believers, make mine Marvel.